welcome to episode 20 of What If Civilization Started Over. Today's episode is going to be a long episode because World War Zero is starting. Yes, all this stuff, all these alliances, every nation in this world is in an alliance, with the exception of these two people. Oh, forgot about this. I had to redo the capitals. And the alliances, so there may be one or two countries here and there that have been missed. But just to say, every country in the world is in an alliance except this Central European nation union thing and the purple team. So, where exactly is this giant war going to start? It's going to start with the border dispute that happened here in Iran. Oh yeah, I'll just redraw this real quick because I had a previous recording of the war so let's just say it looks something like this. This stuff here was resolved. That was resolved. But this part here, this thing, you're just having a little bit of issues. Yeah. This area, specifically, is very hostile. The red team claims these areas. The orange team claims all of it. And Iran also claims all of it. So this part is simple. Iran just takes it. But this part here but this little triangle thing here gets a little complicated. Everybody claims it. Everybody. Yes, all of these nations. So what Iran is going to do is take all of it. Which is everybody saying, nope, we don't like that. So the orange and red teams are going to declare war on Iran and quickly take over this area. But the orange team also claims this, so they start to attack the red team. And the thing is, all three of these nations are in alliances. So now the Star Alliance, the Square Alliance, and the 4-Point Star Alliance are all at war. Yeah, that's a lot. But, yeah. The 4 points, let's just continue. First, we're going to continue over here, where Iran, being one of the strongest countries in the world, is going to take and push back these areas here. But over in this front, over here, the orange team is pushing back the Iranians. Yeah. Gets pretty bad for the Iranians over in this front. With the square lines here, Iran is going to quickly try its best to take out the entirety of the old Iraq country over here. All of this. So they can just have a bigger front line against the Russians all the way up here. The blue team is going to be the main one taking most of this. This country that was once originally a breakaway of Turkey, but is somehow now in an alliance with Turkey. Yeah, stuff happens. And the red Central Asian country is actually going to take the rest of this. Mainly just because they want to get a bigger front line. But that was a bad idea because the Iranians are taking back these mountains. And now this northern Iran border is kind of looking like the Iran-Turkmenistan border in real life. Besides that, we're going to go down to here as this little weird thing right here that the blue team took a bunch of coast from the red team is going to, do stuff. And it's all red team now. that's the update over there. But Iran over in this country thing here, Egypt was kind of ready, but they were mainly focusing more on the start on this thing. Not really this front. They didn't see these guys as much of a threat. So the Arabian country, which is the country I'm talking about, is going to invade the Egyptians. And they're going to do pretty well. The Egyptians really underestimated the armies of this country. And now the war is starting to starting to spread across the world. Yeah. Ooh, how about you, Mr. Yellow the Indian country? Yeah, you're gone. Yep, that's pretty simple. You're just gone. No explaining. You're gone. Yep. There is nope, no explanation. These guys are gone. Yep, they're gone that quickly. They are weak. And now the Russians are going to start their attack on the Central Asian country, mainly trying to focus more on the Caucasian front, while they are sending their car armies over here, while they're preparing for more fights up in Europe, because they predict a lot of stuff is going to happen in Europe, and they may be right, they may be wrong. Who knows? But northern China is going to invade the Taiwanese country thingy here, and they're gonna take the capital of this country pretty quickly. Yeah, but they still reside in Taiwan. Now a pretty big thing is gonna go on in the Vietnam-Myanmar area, because both of these countries realize that if they can just connect to each other, then all of this Southeast Asian areas will basically just be Star Alliance territories. So they immediately start to try to connect to each other, trying to separate Myanmar from the main government. And Myanmar is mainly protecting these areas because they also realize this. Yeah. And they almost fall pretty quickly. Yeah. But there's still supply lines from the North Chinese country going through here down to here. So these front lines will, with Myanmar, with all these troops coming down here, will push back the Vietnamese. But the Indians, they have much stronger army. They're planning to cut off these supply lines, and they're getting really close. Yeah. But with all northern Chinese troops, or at least the majority of them, down in Myanmar and fighting in China, this thing here, the 6-point star lines, is going to try and jump the Chinese. Yeah. This alliance was made solely to just against China solely, not the 4-point star lines, just China alone. They don't care about none of these other Chinese countries like this brown one, the Myanmar, the whatever this thing is, all of these around the world. They just care about China and China only. And they're going to do pretty well because these areas are a little bit underpopulated. But down in these a little more populated areas of the pink team, they're not doing as well. So, yeah, all of the fighting has been going on. Oh, and also the Tibetan country thing here is going to continue being invaded by the orange team. This thing, yeah, their capital is taken. Yeah, this thing was just screwed from the beginning. The special trained troops come here to try to take this out. And, what? Yeah, that's something. What I was going to say is, is these two here, the orange Central Asian country and the pink Central Asian country, realize that they should probably take out Tibet before everybody else. So that's what they do. But now, the war has mainly been focusing on Asia and a little bit of Africa. Not really much in Europe. that's because more stuff has been happening in Europe. Oh, don't do that again. Not again. So, with a lot of the troops still being trained over in Russia, and a lot of them over in this Central Asian front, and maybe a few going out to Siberia, maybe, just maybe, the blue team is going to jump Russia. Maybe not jump, but like try and like just take a bunch of land solo. And the Diamond Alliance, so Yemen, these two new African countries, Libya, Morocco, and most important, the Austrians, and most importantly, the Mediterranean Union, are like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you invading the Russians? We want our land, we want the Baltics, is what they say. And the Mediterranean Union's like, we have parts of the Baltics. Oh, yeah. So, Russia is kind of in a weak spot currently, and they're getting invaded by Poland somehow. But Russian troops were mainly focusing to maybe try to take out the Triangle Alliance, and then use that to help get the circles, and then the diamonds, and then which equals pretty much all of Europe. So pretty quickly, this Estonian country is just gone. Yeah, they're gone. But the Finnish country is holding out. They do go very deep into Finland, but the Swedish do take the rest to kind of like occupy the region, pretty much, and they are holding out. But then the blue team is also getting a little bit mad because the Mediterranean Union just invaded both of these islands, Sardinia and I don't know what those are called, but basically invading Russia, the Square Alliance and the Diamond Alliance. That's dangerous. The yellow team was the main one to decide. The yellow team part of the Mediterranean Union was the one who attacked the square, mainly to get Iberia, and they start pretty quickly on these fronts, almost pretty quickly, very quickly getting down here. And the North African country, being surrounded on two sides by the Diamond Alliance, is going to start being pushed back at first. But this North African country over here, oh, no, wrong color, is going to push back the Libyans more. They're mainly focused on Libya to try and connect with Egypt. Yeah. But the thing is, lots of stuff has been happening. But now the Swedes, they are going to attack Denmark. Let me get if I can get the right color. Yep, there. They attack the Danish. And this may start a sort of collapsing stage of the Circle team, as the Circle team in Denmark and the British Isles are just gone. The Circle team all on its just is gone. They've been kind of falling recently. Starting first with the collapse of the Purple team, then whatever this mess is over here, then Britain collapsing, and now this. But they are winning Poland. Speaking of the Green team is going to clean up its mess a little, starting by taking these territories, while this thing here, the Dutch country, this Tanga Dutch country, is going to take the rest of this stuff. That's what it looks like so far. But that also brings the Mediterranean Union into attacking the Red team. And the Red team was ready for this, but the Mediterranean Union wasn't expecting this. They were preparing, but they weren't ready to attack just yet. So they start in the Swiss Alps sort of area, and France, they just do pretty well until more troops start coming to push them back in France. Not Switzerland, though. That may be a mistake. And with them attacking the star lines, they also attack Turkey with that, the Turkish country. again. Yeah. And yeah, they're gone. They're pretty much dead. Yep. Nope. 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 Not much explanation there. But the Mediterranean Union, it maybe is trying to like do some stuff. Yeah. Now the Austrians are going to attack are going to make a dumb decision by attacking the Poles. Yeah. We're gonna see how that goes later, and go to the Central Asian thing, as this thing is falling. The blue team thing here is gonna take that, and the Russians, all three of these kind of agree that they should take out this thing, because this thing's kind of like a thorn in the path, and I don't really know how the main 4-point star alliance is going to help with these guys, probably through sort of trade routes that probably sort through non-existent trade routes, but who knows? As they all will just start destroying this thing. This thing is, yeah, the Russians and the Iranians would take it all. Yeah, the Persians, yeah, and they're not alive pretty quickly. Let's go back to Myanmar, as the color's been selected. Oh, they're pushing back the Indians from maybe a certain somebody. Yeah, probably. And the Myanmar people are going to surround Vietnam, making a landing here and, well, taking out the Philippines. Yeah. This is, yeah, something. I feel like Myanmar's maybe trying to take out all of Southeast Asia. Oh wait, I forgot about this mess over here. Yeah, this is definitely something. Let's look at Yemen. Okay, they're attacking. Wait, what? Why are they attacking? And, yep. Yemen is strong. They're pretty much the successor of the old country that was here. But also over here, they're all pushing back against Iran. There was flaws over here with the Irani people. They don't really defend this area too well, even though they probably should. Yeah. The Horn of Africa is definitely a big problem. Uganda is surprisingly strong for how new it is, as they start pushing back this South Sudanese country thing here, this pink country. And I kind of like the borders of this country, especially the actual Sudanese country. I don't know why. They just look good. But still, yeah. These guys here are not at war technically. Oh wait, they are technically at war. So the Horn of Africa country is going to attack these guys. Yeah. But the Sudanese are doing pretty well against them, because they're also pretty strong. And they start pushing a tiny bit back against Egypt, but who knows how long that will last. Yeah. The blue country also kind of starts to push back on the Horn of Africans, and a big event happens with the Horn of Africans. Okay. Alright, rebellion. I'm just going to use this gray color for rebellions. If I use this gray color here, it's not the actual country. Yeah. It's just a sort of unsorted color of certain things. Just a bunch of groups that will be separated in the peace treaty. How about we make it more white? Yeah, this is good. Let me just test it against the rest. Maybe planning something with this. But yeah, it's good. So pretty mass rebellions happen in here. This Horn of Africa country is collapsing. As the Horn of Africans get rebellions, the Yemenis are going to take the capital of the Horn of Africans, and the South Sudanese are going to completely just take all of this. The Ugandans will also pushing a lot. And these Kenyan guys, these Kenyan people will get this. And the rest is going to go over to the rebellion. Yeah. All of this. And the rebellion is like peaceful with the rest. So they're just kind of a barrier. They won't fight, but Uganda? How's that going? Oh yeah, Uganda's pretty strong. Especially with this thing here. Let's look at Libya now. Okay, Egypt's color is being said. Oh no. Okay, the Egyptians take the capital. How about the Northern Africans? Okay. That's something. Oh, and these guys are being pushed back now. Okay, the Horn of Africans have really ramped up their militaries. And the Mediterranean Union is going to continue their ravages in Iberia. Maybe ravages is not the right word, but who knows? Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Poland is still going to push back, but with having to focus a little more on this Austrian front that the Austrians probably shouldn't have made. The Russians are going to push back against the Polish. All the way back actually, to their border, and probably a little beyond, and start destroying the Polish. But then the Germans declare war on the Austrians. That's definitely something. Well, wait, weren't they technically already at war? And the Austrians are kind of starting to not do so well. But the Germans actually invade the Polish to quote unquote like protect the people from the Russians. Maybe quote unquote's not the right thing to say because they kind of are. Yeah. That's a pretty big move. And yeah. How about over here? This stuff is crazy. Oh, guess whose capital was taken? Yep. It's the Dutch countries. Yeah. And now the green team is going to have to start fighting against the red team with the Mediterranean Union. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Yeah. How about this front up here? Oh, the Koreans. Let's see what the Koreans are doing. Oh my. Oh, yeah. The Chinese are sending more troops back up here, but they may not arrive in time. So Myanmar is going to have to do this solo. Almost. They are still getting support from these guys. And maybe you're not. Maybe you're now. May possibly these guys. Nope. But over time, Myanmar's good jungle strategies have caused them to take out the Vietnamese country and just take all this land. And now Vietnam is kind of being pushed on by, yeah. And the Lime team is going to like take all of this. Yeah. Stuff is happening. Yeah, and Star Alliance. Oh. All right. How about you? Yep. Yeah. Alright, so the Star Alliance is kicked out of like East Asia. Oh yeah, mainly this area, but they're still relevant here. Yeah, and Egypt. How about the Mediterranean Union? What are they doing though? Oh, they're making a landing in Tunisia? Okay. Oh, they take the capital. Okay, they start to invade Iberia. Yeah, so, that's not good. But in retaliation, the Egyptians are just going to start pushing back. Yeah. And these guys over here are actually they're gone. Yeah. The Egyptians pushing. The Yemenis and they just take the rest. This thing is probably not going to exist after the peace treaty, but who knows? I may still make it exist. Yeah, a lot of stuff has been happening. But then something else happens with rebellions. And just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to use the same color as the orange country has sort of rebellions for independence against these alliance governments. Yeah, they are against the square lines, and these guys are also against these rebellions here against this lake. This lake wants to become its like own country sort of thing. Yeah, and they take over the star thing, and so does this thing. I may just be doing that for simplicity's sakes. But yeah, that's something to worry about, maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is a big thing to worry about as they do connect. So they are working together. Yeah. Yeah, lots of stuff has been happening. Let's go back down to here. Sudan is going to invade the west of South Sudan to okay, just make the government better so they have a better chance against the Ugandans. The Ugandans will continue invading and take the old capital of the South Sudanese. Now the Ugandans just have to fight Sudan. And Egypt also has to fight Sudan. But yeah, Egypt is becoming a pretty strong power. This thing here. They start invading into Yemen. And yeah, it's going pretty well. Let's go back to the Mediterranean Union, where they're invading the red team and back into Switzerland. Yeah, stuff has been happening. How about the Triangle Alliance? Oh, something's happening in Russia. Oh, okay. Maybe not Estonia, but they're taking lands. Okay. Oh, okay, Norway. Okay, Sweden. Sweden? Okay. They just did that. Yeah. And some of the rebellious things start to spread into Russia and Central Asia. And the capital of the Orange Country is taken by these rebellions. Yeah, and the Orange Country is going to surrender over to the rebellions. But what's going to happen pretty much after is Iran is just going to take all of this. Yeah. To hopefully get like a bigger front sort of thing. Over here, they are pushing back against the Yemenis. Yeah, stuff has been happening. Russians? How about over here? Oh yes, they're invading the blue team, almost getting towards the capital and the capital of the old, like, Iraq country. But the Mediterranean Union is invading pretty good the Black Sea. Yeah. Then the Russians make a huge retaliation against the Baltic country. Huge retaliations. They get to the capital before the Mediterranean Union comes and takes the rest to free them. And they take the capital back. So, in a way, they kind of are back, but under Mediterranean Union rule. Yeah. But then the Mediterranean Union is going to start losing more land, specifically in North Africa, as some rebellions may be taking a place. But before these guys can sort out, the Egyptians come with a lot of their armies focused here and take all that. Which, with majority of their armies focused there, that gives time for the Sudanese to come and take a bunch of Egypt. Yeah. Yeah, my original recording was like 46 minutes, so trying to make this long. Maybe a little bit different than the original plan, but yeah. The Egyptians, over on this front at least, are not doing too well. Yeah, they're being invaded by the Mediterranean Union, and yeah, all of this falls to the Mediterranean Union. And now the Yemenis can start officially being supplied by the Mediterranean Union. Yeah. English Sudanese troops up in Egypt, the Ugandans can push back a lot. Yeah. Let's go back to Asia a little bit more, as rebellious groups start to pop up in more of Siberia, and specifically these northern parts. The Russians are like, okay, these territories are too valuable, but they're kind of getting a little big. This may be a little bit of a problem here. Yeah. Oh, they're also spreading into Indonesia? Oh, yeah. That wasn't in the original plan. Okay, okay, Myanmar's not doing anything to stop it, but, okay, Indonesia. Fight back, fight back. Nope. Okay, your choice. Well, I guess that's gonna cause the Indians to push you back. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, stuff has been happening. But still, yeah, stuff has been happening. A stalemate is a ceasefire, a sort of peace, paused agreements over here has been focused. So now all of these troops over here will focus mainly on India. Because these guys have to issue with their own problems called rebellions. And they're getting kind of big as, yeah, they're just getting really big. And these rebellions may kind of redraw the entire world depending on, like, how you situate them. Okay, the orange and blue countries just collapsed because of rebellions. Yeah, it's really unstable in Siberia. Yeah. But, yeah, that's definitely something. Yeah. Let's go back to Russia. More rebellions. And the Russians aren't really worrying about this, as it isn't really their main territories. But when they start reaching this kind of Ural Mountain area, the Russians start to worry just a little. Yeah, just a little. Before the green team is going to invade the Germans and the red team. Yeah, that stuff is happening. And the Mediterranean Union is going to take the capital of the red team and all of this. Yeah. And the Germans will take this. Have you noticed something here? Now, the Germans are officially the only country that's in the Circle Alliance. The only Circle Alliance country is the Germans. So they will just kind of collapse as the Swedes push in and the Russians will push in. Make sure to get the right color. Yeah, more Russians. Yeah. As they will push in. Yeah, the Swedes will also take a bunch. Yeah, they each get their own little piece sort of thing. And yeah, stuff has been happening. So now Europe is a lot more less orange. Okay, Russians are really kind of focusing a little bit more on Finland. Okay, that's pushed back and oh, Finland is taken. Wait, oh no, what's happening to Russia? I don't know. Oh wait, more fighting happening in China. Forgot about that. Yeah, these guys start pushing back. The Queens, yeah, until some rebellions will come. Yeah, in Korea and just consume everything. Yeah, this map will be. Where'd that come from? Oh yeah, I know where that came from. You probably didn't hear it. It was just Duolingo sound. I'm not sure if you heard it, but just yeah, rebellions are not really. Well, Japan. A silent agreement is made that all these countries should probably unite. So they all unite to unite their forces to try to, like, they're stopping rebellions, and the Chinese aren't really fighting them because they make sort of agreement that they shouldn't fight. Yeah, that's great. The only thing is that okay, Asia's almost sorted out. All that's really left is India. Oh wait, all Indian. Oh my, wait. All of these Asian troops are coming towards India. Okay. Wait, what? Yeah. Yeah, more Indians. Lots of Indian people. Yeah. Uganda's still pretty strong. Yeah. Egypt is doing something. Oh, more rebellions. Rebellions would just pop up. Okay, yeah, rebellions would just pop up everywhere. Oh, the yellow rebellions. Oh yeah, India is now in its own civil war with a bunch of rebellions. What's worry about that is something big is happening in the Mediterranean Union. The Egyptians have just made the Egyptians have just made a landing in the Iberian Peninsula, which is massive, and they do pretty well. And yeah, the Mediterranean Union is starting to have some sort of maybe cracks. As the Austrians will now betray the Mediterranean Union, well, it's getting interesting. Yeah, okay. Seems like the Mediterranean Union is kind of cracking a little. Okay. Oh, no, more rebellions in Egypt. Up to about here. Yeah, that's something. Let's just see how that will work. Let's see what India will find. The final Indian borders look like. Oh, okay. Rebellions. Yeah, yeah. Okay, rebellions. Can you just stop do this? Okay. Really? You had to do that? Okay. So, yeah, stuff has been going on around here, and there's still some fighting going on in like Indonesia, but they do make agreements, and Asia is mostly sorted out. Oh wait, how about these guys? Oh wait, Iran is also collapsing and having its own civil war. Oh wait, what? Yeah, rebellions? They're taking over everything. Wait, why are they taking over everything? Um, okay. How about to Russia? Okay, the Swedish. Okay, what? Yeah. Oh no, the Russians are collapsing too. And oh, this weird little Central European thing is also here. Oh, rebellions take over these Russian territories, and oh, yeah, I think the Russians are collapsing. Yeah, collapsing. So with Russia's collapse, there's definitely some stuff going on. Let's go back to Iran, where like, yeah, it's not going good. And if you're wondering if the map looks a little weird, it's because it's a little bit different. Yeah. I had a previous recording of the entire thing, but then it cut out, and now this is what a rough sort of thing of what it looked like before that. So yeah, let's just continue. Yeah, Iran's going through its own thing. Yeah, it just can't handle any of these outside invasions. So the blue country is actually going to take advantage of this and invade Iran. And so will this country the thing here, and they're going to take all of that. And the rest of it is going to fall over to the rebels. And now Iran is officially now just all gone. Yeah, Iran's gone. Japan over here has signed an agreement to stop fighting over here. And same thing with these rebels. Myanmar can't handle all of those. Let's go back to Russia where, the rebellions are continuing. The Mediterranean Union does try to push into Russia, try to get as much, but it's not before the rebellions, well, just like take it all over. Yeah, they push up, get the capital, and all of Russia surrenders over to, well, this. Oh, Egypt? The Mediterranean. Egypt has pushed back the Mediterranean Union a lot. Yeah, the Egyptians will push back all of the. Yeah, the Egyptians will push back the Mediterranean Union a lot. And they will push them all the way back to the through the Iberian Peninsula. Yeah, but things are going on in the Mediterranean Union with So and thing, yeah, more and more rebellions then start to pop up in the Mediterranean Union, and pretty soon, the Mediterranean Union is also at collapse. Remember that family tree? I don't have it anymore. But the leader that was here, and there was this one son that got abandoned, but now he's the leader of the blue side. So yeah, if I don't really think you know what I mean, but yeah. So it's causing the Mediterranean Union to collapse as the pink team starts to push in. More and more rebellions start to destroy the Mediterranean Union. The Mediterranean Union doesn't hold on with all these, and then the purple team rebels against the Mediterranean Union. This is a strong movement for independence with the purple team. And this purple team is going to destroy the Mediterranean Union. Yeah. And then another country comes back. The French country is back. After many episodes of being controlled and ruled by the Mediterranean Union, it's finally collapsing. The green team pushes it, but it's mainly the French country that's working in France. The green team pushes down, and everybody is just focused on this. Everything else is resolved. These guys have resolved. Sudan has been resolved. Uganda has been resolved. Everything in this war has been resolved except this. As the purple team pushes in and takes the blue team capital, this is still marking the end of this empire. Wrong color. Okay. Here the French just push in. The Egyptians will finally make it past these mountains. And there's the final parts. The final marches into the Mediterranean Union. The yellow team capital is really under threat, and it gets surrounded and taken. Both of the leaders are the yellow team leader is brought into prison, but the blue one is assassinated. And this will mark the end to World War Zero. Yeah, this has been a lot that's been going on. Yeah, the war just ended. Except maybe just a little bit of fighting in like all of Asia, but let's not worry about that. And yeah, that's the end of this massive war. Mediterranean Union's gone. Well, as for the peace treaty, I don't have time for that in this episode, so I'll have to see you in the next episode. Well, the peace treaty for World War Zero will take place, and bye.